Hey everybody, I'm Dees Hinton with Central Mississippi Real Producers, and we're here today for podcast number nine, I think. Number nine. We're losing count. We're getting on down the line with this. So, hey, at Real Producers, just to refresh your memory, if you've seen us around, what we do is to identify and celebrate the top producing real estate agents in the Central Mississippi area, and also to help connect our top agents with top industry professionals. And we're all about building relationships, and that's part of what we're doing now. And in the past, going on almost 5 years, we have been producing magazines, telling the story, sharing the successes of our top agents in our area, and also having quarterly social networking events to bring everybody together for hugging necks and shaking hands and whatever. And and then also social media. But it all boils down to relationships. And at Real Producers, we're living life at the speed of relationships. So today, I have a couple of people here with me. I've got Gingerlyn Wallace, who is our Creative Marketing Director for Central Mississippi Real Producers. And Gingerlyn also has her own business called G Designs, where she is an interior designer and staging company. So for those of you who have that need, here you go. She's very good at what she does. And also today, yes, we have Suzie McDowell. The Suzie McDowell, that's correct. And she is a longtime superstar real estate agent in our area with Keller Williams. And Suzie, I had to dig deep to find the magazine that we featured you in. And
yeah, it was a long time ago.
When was that? August of 2020?
August of 2020.
I'd like to point out that I was still wearing my grandma cardigan. I still have it. People make fun of it to this day.
Is that your favorite?
It is, along with the boots I'm wearing. They're about 10 years old. And I just feel like if something has worked for that long and makes you feel that comfortable,
you should wear it on the cover of a magazine.
I did.
Absolutely.
And Abe went for it. Abe was like, that looks great.
Look.
Abe didn't care. Abe was like,
oh
my God, just take the picture.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It was, I had
You look
some people.
exactly the same.
I had some people made, there's some filtering. Sure, maybe with this too.
No.
But
unfortunately, no. KP, can we work on that? Can we have a little filtering?
I had some people make fun of that, but I'm okay with that because that's fine with me too.
There you are with your kiddos.
Yeah, they're pretty great. They look different now. They've been filtered, obviously, since then as well. But anyway, got to do what you got to do. Trying to stay in the game a little bit longer.
Well, I definitely can relate to that.
Yeah.
Since I am much older than you are, just kind of I talked about in our last podcast, recreating ourselves to keep going and to bring fresh things to our potential clients and clients. Client base is always important in addition to building relationships. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
So our choices are we could either go get new boobs, which I don't want to do. I'm too old for that. Or we can find new ways to connect and develop relationships and keep those going. So that's what we hope to do.
Well, I hadn't really considered getting new boobs, but
those are your choices.
I kind of like the ones I have now.
Yeah. I mean, they're working for you. You might as well just, kind of like my cardigan.
We need to put that in like a Hall of Fame somewhere.
Yeah.
Susie's cardigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going down with me. I might wear it to the event at the end of the month.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'll bling it out a little.
Well, hey, I can relate. I built my house 20 years ago, and I've got clothes still on my hangers in there that came from that long back. So
the stuff from the 80s is coming back. I feel absolutely certain that we'll be wearing banana clips like within the next year.
Oh my
goodness. So I'm super pumped about that.
Well, that's kind of what I hang on to also is
banana clips?
No. Okay. I've been through a lot of life, and I've seen things go away and change and come back. So a lot of the clothes I have are nice, and if they come back,
you're like, just wait, I still got them.
Yeah, you need to find those parachute pants because They're coming back.
Parachute pants. I got some big old pleated cuff pants that I'm holding on to
Absolutely.
that might come back. I've also got a tie rack in my closet that has over 100 neckties.
Wow. You might need to.
Yeah.
You might need to have your wife sift through those.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit like underwear. Every once in a while, you gotta.
I got to change something.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, we're just going to kind of kick it around, Ginger, and you got some things that you want to start us off with?
Okay.
Okay, but no, for real. Right. Go back and just tell us briefly how you got started. What's your story? Like, how did you get into real estate, and how did you turn into, the Suzie McDowell?
It's a little the much, but so I was worked for United Blood Services for a really long time and enjoyed it, loved it, traveled the state. My ex was a pilot, and I had 2 small children, and I traveled the state a lot, and he traveled. It was a little bit difficult, but I loved it. But honestly, Teresa Rinkenberger was doing it, and she was doing really well. And I thought it was because she was, a size 2 and super cute, and she knew everybody at Pine Lake. And I was like, I'm like a linebacker. I don't know all the people at Pine Lake. I'm a transplant. I wasn't from here. I had a Yankee accent, but she was pretty convincing. She said, if you like it, work nights and weekends, and it's really not that. I think you'd really enjoy it. And so I tried. I was still working my regular job, and I did it. I don't know, and for about 4 months, and then I just jumped the gun and decided to go ahead and do it full time. And that was in 2007, so the crash happened 2008 and 9.
Wow.
That was a huge benefit to me because I did not have any idea what it was like when it was. By the way, I feel like this is very intimate, and this is the closest I've been to anything in a long time.
You're doing great.
So anyway. But I kind of didn't know what it was like when the market was really good. That was actually a huge blessing for me because I had to work really hard. I wore my name tag everywhere. People thought I worked everywhere I was because of my name tag, which was good. They talked to me. And so I just talk about real estate. I just I did open houses. I didn't have any listings. I would just find other people that had open houses. I stalked agents that had new construction listings, and I would not stalk them personally, but I would go to their neighborhoods and literally just kind of hang out and wait for people to drive by and catch them and be like, I can let you in. And I guess technically that might be stealing their clients, but like not that was a long time ago before we had all these rules. You could totally do that. So I would
legal back then.
That's right. So I would do these open houses, and anyway, I ended up having a really good first couple of years. Probably the biggest joke I had in my office was I couldn't sell anything over 120, and so I had to sell 40 to Teresa's 20 to make the same kind of money, and I complained about it for 3 years. But this is the blessing of it. All of those people ended up reselling. So after 3 years, I now had this huge database of mostly young people. That it felt like I was their mom, and they just gave my name out to everybody. And so after that 3-year mark, I mean, of course I was terrified I was going to starve to death every month, but after that 3-year mark, the referrals started coming in. I started listing, and it was probably 2000, I can't remember what year. It was maybe 12. I met Scott May. I think everybody knows I worked for him for a while. I had about 5 builders at the time. And that just kind of happened, and handled that for quite some time on my own, and then hired some help, and who are really just partners of mine. Everybody knows I work with Ashley Boutot, who is fantastic. And then I also work with Kim Nixon, who's great.
Right. This is the McDowell team.
Yeah, and we're really just partners. I mean, it's just everything we do, we split, and it's really, they're just great people. They've given me my time back. And, we've just, throughout all of these changes that we've had the last 3 years, we just all had to learn how to think out of the box, figure out new ways. But I think the relationships, just like y'all are trying to do, not just with the clients, but with the other agents, all of the vendors, everybody we know in the industry is kind of what's kept us all going. Obviously, 2021 was sort of a gimme. It was just here, take it and run with it. We all did great. But, we knew that was going to come to an end. So now we're having to think out of the box again and kind of sort our way through it. And it is what it is. This is real estate. It's going to be up and down all the time. But that's sort of my story in a nutshell. And I'm still hanging out. So
you started with Keller Williams?
I did not. I actually started with Merck team with Teresa.
Oh, okay.
And Carl
That's
Merck
right.
was great. He was like working for a dad. He's passed away recently. Really, really good guy. So and his son Chris was there, and it was just actually I think it was just the three or four of us at the time. And I went to work for Rita McIntosh.
Okay.
She actually had the market share in Rankin County at the time. I was a marketing person, so it was smart to go work for somebody who had the market share. I really kind of tried to work for her in the beginning. She's very smart, though. She didn't really want to train anybody. She wanted to hire people that were already producing. So when I started producing, she called me, and I came on board with them. I ended up going with Keller Williams in 2012, so I've been there ever since.
Okay.
So kind of branded with KW now, and a lot of resources. They've been very, very good to me. Phil's been really good to me. So
Yeah.
I feel like I've been really blessed, but I will be honest and say this, while we're very grateful for our brokers, they do a lot for us. They take care of us. I went ahead and got my broker's license as well. I sincerely believe that people don't hire you because of your brokerage. I really believe they hire you for you and what you provide, the services that you provide, your reputation and all that.
Absolutely.
So, I encourage anybody out there that's, looking to make sure that they're with the right broker and that they're doing what's best for them. But also remember, it's your name out there. You're selling yourself when you're trying to. I just have a lot of young people call me, want to go to lunch. How'd you do it? What's best? And you just got to do really what's best for you. What works best.
Yep.
What would you say, if you think kind of over your career, is kind of your key to success? Like, what are the things that you feel like really helped you be successful?
I feel like I think there's a few things. I'm going to be honest. I feel like that if you have 100 agents, there's 20 obviously that are going to carry the weight.
Right.
80-20 rule.
But I feel like some of it I think is a natural relationship / personality. It's honestly how you make people feel in the end, and that's where your referrals are going to come from. Yes. I feel like we have and I am so pressured by it. All the social media, I just don't even. My Instagram is tired of my Facebook. I don't even hardly know. That's how I accidentally go live when I'm sitting on the pod. I do horrible things that I don't know, and I have to. So, but I'm not good at all that. I can tell stories, mostly because
you are actually good at it.
Well, the stories are fun, but it's mostly stuff that just makes me laugh during the day, and so I just post it. Maybe some. Trust me, I've got some clients that police my Facebook. A couple of them have told me I need more Jesus before. I'm that kind. I've had that happen. I just have a varying range of clients. So, but I feel like it's how you make people feel. It's the relationships that you have, and it's just listen. Once you close a house, I want to be their go-to for the rest of their lives, and I am. I can assure you, at 10 o'clock at night, people will call me because their toilets are stopped up, and I closed their house 5 years ago. That's fine, because they want to know the vendors that I have. Right. And look, we don't make money off the people we send you to, but we trust them. Right. And a lot of times they won't answer the regular people's call, but if we text them at 10 o'clock at night and say, hey, look, we've got this sweet client needs help doing this, I'm kind of in the... So that I think the social media is a really big deal, but I think you have to keep it not all real estate. I don't think that
who's buzzing?
There's a party going on. Oh gosh, it's probably my phone.
I don't think it's mine.
Okay, we're good now.
Yeah, I thought somebody was busting a beat.
I know
behind us.
Where's that vibration coming from?
Anyway, but I do think that you just have to keep it fresh and not all real estate. People don't want to hear about real estate. Listen, there's too many of us out there.
That's right.
So I feel like you have to kind of combine the two, and I think that really helps,
that's
in kind of a nutshell.
Well, I feel like you're friends with everybody, and so I definitely think she is. She's everybody's
no,
I love Suzie. But I do think that speaks to why you have been so successful is because you get along, build relationships, make friendships, and people like you.
I do, and I am scared to death of karma. You hear me? I am. And I'm just not going to do the wrong thing. If it feels wrong, don't do it. And I'll tell you, 2021 is a prime example. We all sold a lot of off-market properties. I still do sell a lot of off-market properties. Not so that I can double my income. A lot of times it's with other agents, but I think there's been a lot of shady. I think that the people who are shady know it. And I think that I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not going to do that. I've just encouraged, but I feel like that if you, even behind the scenes, just do the right thing and you help the other agent, they're going to remember that. It's funny because Derek Havard probably doesn't remember this. I've had people do it for me, trust me, when I first started, but Derek Havard was a brand new agent at the time, and it was one of his first contracts, and he wrote on one of my listings, and, he sent it to me. It was real basic because, he was brand new and young, and I promise you I've made all the same mistakes because I've had to buy refrigerators. I've paid for a lot of stuff that, not illegally, by the way, but anyway. So I can remember he didn't have on the contract, he just didn't put a home warranty. I was like, hey, you might want to do this. It's a new, listen, I feel like, and I love Derek's one of my favorite people of all time.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like people appreciate that.
That's right.
When you actually
help each other.
It's not necessarily that it cost my person a little more money, but his offer was really good. We were able to work that out. Right. I think if you can help the new people in the beginning, I think it's going to be remembered. And listen, then when we have stuff like COVID, which we all needed to be liked during COVID,
that's right.
It really helps you when you have 18 offers and they're looking at these offers and they're like, okay, we've got this lender and we've got this agent, and let me put these in front of you. And my suggestions are, I'm not telling you what to take. I'm going to give you a net sheet. I'm going to break it down and you can see all the numbers. But I'm going to tell you what's a sure thing and what's not, just from experience. So I feel like doing the right thing every single time. And I've had so many people do the right thing for me. More at Flock, actually. I'm not sure if he's even selling real estate anymore, but he did the right thing for me. He was my Derek Havard story was with him. Yeah. He did the same thing for me. So I'm so grateful for those people in the beginning that took the time to listen to me and really, really helped me learn how to write the contracts and what not to forget and kind of do the right thing. And anyway.
We had another agent on here before who talked about sometimes, he would do things that would cost him a little money.
Absolutely.
For the benefit of the client.
For real.
Or for the other agent. And he said it was
worth
always
every
worth
penny.
it because that's how you build a reputation.
I mean, it's not.
Character is so important.
You get to deal with their toilets in their next house, too.
That's right. And, the thing is, I mean, it's no different than tithing. People talk about tithing and they talk about, sometimes it's hard to tithe, but it always comes back to, which is not the reason you should tithe. Not saying that. But it's a true story. Yes. If you give, you get it back in triplicate. It you may not know when or how it's going to happen, but it's going to come back. That's right. So I believe in that.
So do that for your clients, do that for your people.
Absolutely.
You might end up like Suzie McDowell.
Yep.
I've had moments too. Anyway.
I'm giving you a hard time, but really, no kidding, before I even knew a whole lot about real estate, I knew your name. You were just one of those, people that everybody knows was successful in real estate. You kind of got that reputation.
Aura.
I'm happy that.
So you better keep working hard. You got to keep it up.
I'm going to keep working hard. I am, but it's not, it's not glamorous. It's not what, it's not selling sunset. It's not what you see on TV at all. It is, I have all cleaning supplies in my toilet. I cleaned cat litter 2 days ago. I mean, it's a lot more than you think it is.
Right.
I've weeded millions of flower beds for new construction houses. I've cleaned their toilets. I have done repairs. I keep toolboxes. You know what I mean? It's not, and Gingerlyn knows that 5 days a week I'm in leggings and a t-shirt and a hat. My clients see me cute twice, the day they meet me and the day we close. And that's if they're lucky on the day we close. Normally I'm still in the hat because I'm moving furniture. I'm, and sometimes people's houses aren't, their stuff's not all that pretty. I mean, it is what it is. And so, you list a bachelor's home and all they have is a recliner and a TV. So we got to fix it up, as you know.
Do the best you can do with it.
Yeah.
So
Susie's actually pretty good at that herself.
I try. I'm pretty standard. Every house I do looks like a beach house, but that's okay.
Let's talk about the pig. There's a pig.
There is a pig.
She has a pig.
It
that
is.
She puts in houses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to clarify something as well. Before the pig, I'm not sure how this happens to me. Before the pig, everybody and I do love pineapples. Okay. Nothing to do
We know what pineapples mean.
Right. It has nothing to do with that. But I grew up military, and so in Charleston, South Carolina, and in Savannah, Georgia, the pineapple just means welcome. It's Southern. It's on a bunch of door fronts, and it means something different here. I did not know that.
I didn't know it either till recently.
Yeah. So so people buy me pineapple stuff constantly. They put it in my mailbox, send me. Which is super cute and funny. But I have had a few people that really messaged me and are wondering if I'm advertising for something. I'm not at all.
No, that's not what I
No.
meant.
Anyway, so it was the pineapple first. And it's funny how things catch on, but I've got this little pig. I should have brought him.
Brought the
Yeah.
pig.
His name is Baker, and he's fantastic. And he's not really. He's cute. He's a little shabby chic. But we started. He's got some wings. He flies. Anyway, if I ever break him, I'm just gonna die. But we put him in houses that we think might be harder to sell. There's also this St. Joe. Have you ever heard of St. Joe? It's a Catholic thing, which we don't have a whole lot of around here, but you're supposed to bury him in your front yard. And I think it's St. Joe. Anyway, and it helps you sell your house.
Let's clarify, it's
I
not a
have
person.
those.
It's not
It's an
St.
actual
Christopher?
little. No, it is. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Is it St. Christopher?
Well, St. Christopher is the necklace that people used to
Oh.
wear.
I don't know what it is. I bought it somewhere sometime. But anyway, so I had those, but I don't want to bury stuff in people's yard. So I have this little pig, and I'll take it, and we'll just hide it somewhere in the staging in a house.
So funny.
And then the house goes, of course, right now we could list anything and it would almost go under contract immediately. But for even the ones we don't think are cute, we get them sold really quick. Look,
gets the
everybody's
credit to the
house
pig.
is cute. Let me
Wow.
disclaimer. But anyway, some people's stuff is just not all that cute, and the packaging is important.
Yeah.
That's right.
But the pig is so funny now. People are like, when is the pig coming to my house? And I'm like, we're picking the pig up today and bringing it on over. And
love it.
Now,
boom.
how
done.
big is this pig?
Teeny,
A
like
little
about
small?
this big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's really
little.
cute.
She
So you
literally
put him on a
hides
shelf or on
Yeah.
the cabinet?
Yeah, I
or
just
whatever?
hide him in with some other decor, and
Okay.
and then boom, done deal. I have no idea, but I'm gonna keep it going.
But it works.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
so I'd
Yeah.
like for people to start sending me pigs now instead of pineapples. If we could change this up, I'm 56. I'm past the pineapple.
You better get ready. You're
stigma.
about to have some pigs showing up at your mailbox.
Really?
And I'm okay. I did buy a rabbit the other day, hoping it has the same
Oh, okay.
same effect. It looks a lot like him. Doesn't have wings, but I think we'll be okay. But
You only
anyway,
have one pig,
that's what it
and
was.
so you can't put it in all the houses.
I cannot, but I will move it around as soon as
Okay.
that one goes under contract.
Yeah,
It
you're
goes to
gonna
the
get
next
good at
one.
it. Okay.
Yeah, we're very careful with it. Sometimes Ashley's husband has to go pick the pig up. We're a little nervous about that. I might have to get some extra insurance on the pig. I'm just saying.
Okay, I don't know if people out there know how funny you are, but recently you have kind of gotten known for your videos.
Okay. I didn't know the videos were that funny.
Oh yeah,
Are they
They're
funny?
pretty funny.
Okay.
So you get a
Some
situation
kudos.
and you get on there and you.
Okay,
Let
I
us
might
know
get.
about it.
Sometimes I get mad about stuff.
But even when you're
Yeah.
mad, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I get a little. Maybe I'm testy. Okay, that might be called passive aggressive. For all those people out there that are, have psychology backgrounds, I don't do. I should do more videos because I think that's kind of how we're going.
You should, because you're very entertaining.
Well, and I just think it's branding, and it shows your personality too.
Right.
And honestly, choosing a realtor has a lot to do with choosing somebody that works best for your personality. I mean, some people are going to want somebody a lot more, not really dignified. I mean, I think I handle myself okay, but I'm a little more down to earth, and I'm more the mom figure. I'm more the, I'm not threatening to anyone at all. So I think that kind of comes across, and I think it comes across maybe in the videos. Maybe that's why. I've had to teach classes to agents, and I'm not going to say any names, but I have one agent friend in particular who's I love to death. But anyway, I can remember telling her, because she's beautiful, and there's so many agents that are so beautiful. But it's kind of the way she dressed, and which was also beautiful. Okay, I was jealous, really. And I can remember saying think about it this way. If you are showing a house and you're with the husband and the wife and you're wearing that dress, we were at a closing and I was so distracted I couldn't even stop looking at her. Anyway, I was like, so you're with the husband and wife. Well, the wife is going to make the decision 95% of the time.
Right.
Do you think he's going to want she's going to want you showing that house with just but if you look like me and you are conservative but trustworthy, I mean so it's a very silly concept,
but no, it's so true.
But I understand. I'm jealous about the people that can wear stilettos. I would just fall down and break a heel and an ankle and hurt other people along the way. But I feel like that depending on what kind of clientele you want. I think that...
I love that you told her.
Yes, I did. And so I've probably actually put that in a video at some point. But I do have to do these classes. So sometimes I'll think of things and I'll just be either driving or pulled on the side of the road or whatever it is. And I'm like, this is funny to me. So I'm going to make a post about it.
I love it.
And so it has to do more. A lot of times it's not even about real estate. It's just more about the branding and so that people understand your personality and how you're coming across. Right. And see if you'll work best with them, maybe.
You're laid back. I think that is so important.
All that good
stuff. Because if all they ever see is the professional photo.
Right. Like, it's intimidating. Are they going to be any fun? Are they going to tell me the truth?
Right. Are they just going to try to sell me whatever?
Right. Yep. Like if I walk in and over your mantle, this happened to me. It's a picture you took when you were 9 months pregnant on a horse and you were naked and you were, doing the Demi Moore pose.
Right.
And I have to walk in and I'm like, that is stunning. And I cannot believe I didn't do that myself. Yes, I know why I didn't do that myself. But I'm like, do you think it will fit under your bed? Because we're going to move it.
Yep.
It can't be there.
No.
And so, how can you tell people in a really nice way,
right?
Yeah.
That, look, these are the things we need to do so you get top dollar for your house.
That's right.
I want to sell your house for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time.
There you go.
So
we don't want your house to have to sit on the market because you didn't get it ready.
We do not. And that if your couch is hideous, I'm just going to tell you about it. And we're going to switch it out with one of mine.
There you go.
Yeah, if your dog stinks, I'll bathe your dog. I mean, I will.
Get you some
I'm
air
fix
fresheners.
it. All the plugins. I keep them in my car.
In your car. That's right. That's
yeah.
Right.
So
you need somebody who's going to tell you the truth.
If your dog is that bad and I have to come pick it up, I had one dog I had to go pick up every time, and we had to go to Starbucks and get a pup cup every single showing.
It's
I did that.
You're a dog person
COVID.
And a cat person.
Yes, I am, and
Let's talk about that for a second. How many animals do you have at home?
I have right now 2 cats and a dog.
Occasionally,
that's really it. I had 2 dogs. Well, they're old. I had to put down 2 years ago. I have one with cancer right now. Not that you need to hire me because my dog has cancer. She's 16. She had a really great life, and she's doing actually good. But anyway, and then I have 2 cats. These are all animals my kids bring home, and then people are constantly trying to bring me animals. Yes, and then I keep clients. I'm keeping one over Thanksgiving. But it's precious. I love this dog.
I'll sell your house and I'll babysit.
So that's right. I have kept them when I've had to have clients that went into temporary housing because we sold their house too fast. And so their pets lived with me for a few months. I've done that too. I had one that went to the beach with me on vacation. Wow. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge animal advocate. So yeah, I think they're so good for all of us, and they lower our blood pressure, which I need when I have to deal with crazy people all day. Right. And I do deal with a lot of crazy people.
So I have one question. Do your cats get in your Christmas tree?
One of them does, but she's kind of squatty and fat, so she can only get the bottom.
I'm a new cat mom, and we're dealing with that, and I'm going, oh no. What do you do? How do you keep them out?
I don't know, because only the one does it. So I've not had an issue with it. And I have 5 trees. So it's, but I have a Christmas tree room. I just roll them in and out. Like they stay decorated. Nice. It's real easy. Yeah. So.
And they're on wheels?
No, I put them on a blanket and then I make my kid help me.
I'm like, I'm taking notes. Okay, put my tree on
drag
wheels.
Them out.
I drag them out, and but they look the same every single. Like I can take pictures from last year and put them up, and it's going to look exactly the same. Awesome. It's pretty easy. Yeah. But the animal thing is not great for selling houses, but it's really great for our personal health, mental health. as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, a couple times you've mentioned kids.
Yes.
I think one of your daughters or your daughter, followed you into the business.
She did. She did. It's been freaking me out. Not gonna
How's
lie.
that going?
No,
Yeah.
just kidding. She worked here for me. Of course, she grew up with me. So she was with me. Forever. Like she basically worked for Scott May too for a long time. And anyway, so she's done appraisals, inspections, everything with me, and she was really great. And so she did end up. She got a journalism degree from Ole Miss, which I'm glad she did. But then she did not want to stay here. She felt like if she stayed, well, she just wanted more opportunities. But also she felt like if she stayed in Mississippi, she would kind of be just under my.
She'd always
everybody would
daughter.
be Suzie gave this to you or whatever. Right. This is why you're So she up and decided to go to Knoxville, Tennessee, which is terrifying for me. But she did, and she's been there a year and a half and has already gotten engaged, moved into a house, getting married in April, and she's doing really well. Mm-hmm. So she's having to do it different than I did because the market is so different. And there are 4 million cute 24-year-olds in Knoxville selling real estate. So we have come up every time I go up about every 2 months.
Right.
And so every time I go up, we come up with new ideas, and she makes me go with her, and we drop stuff off at people's houses. She door knocks, and I it's funny because the biggest thing I've had to convince her of is because of this digital world we live in, very few people have actual conversations with people. And I had to explain to her, I was like, baby, I just went to dinner on a Friday night. I went to a Gideon dinner. It was fantastic, actually. But I had met some people and in Florida, maybe at a bar. But anyway, and they were from Knoxville. And they were my age, these two ladies. They were so sweet, and they were about to sell a condo. And I told them about my daughter. My daughter calls me, and she says, Mom, these ladies called me, and they want to have dinner. Like, it was like a really weird concept. And I was like, oh, yeah, I met them. They're great. Let me send you their information, whatever. And she's like, but, why do they want to have dinner with me? And I'm like, this is how we build relationships. We meet people. We do this often. So
in person.
Right. Like face to face. We don't text. You need to do this. Anyway, she did, loved it, had a great time. Everything went great. But the funny thing is, I'm like, you need to meet with lenders once a week. You need to meet with appraisers, because not only do you need to learn the business, you need to develop the relationships.
That's right.
You cannot do that via text.
Yeah.
And then the door knocking thing. I was terrified of it for her because she's young and whatever. But she did it. And it was so funny. The very first time she did it, she said, oh my gosh, I met some of the sweetest little older people. That would be my age, by the way. And she was like, and they were happy to talk to me. She said, there were a couple of people that weren't happy. And then one of them stalked me and left a note on my car. She said, but for the most part, they were really great. It was a very encouraging day. Aww. And so these small efforts that she's making are not going to pay off in a month or two. And that's what she has to understand. These are going to pay off in 2 to 3 years. And you just have to be patient. Right. Same thing with the open houses. I can remember one of my very first open houses I did for another agent, because nobody would list with me because, I didn't know what I was doing. And but I met a young girl, and her mom and dad came in. It was the very first year I was selling real estate. Well, she wasn't ready to buy. She wasn't even pre-qualified or anything, but I took the time to talk to her. I gave her some lender information, and we kind of just stayed in touch. It was a whole year later. She called me and she said, you probably don't remember me. Her name is Missy King, and it's Thomas now. She's married. But anyway, I use that as an example because I also befriended her parents at the open house. They probably went to 20 open houses that day. So they probably met 20 agents, Right. And anyway, she ended up buying a house from me. Well, just her and her family. I probably have had 17 or 18 referrals. That comes out to, probably close to $100,000, over the years. And that's just that's time invested.
That's right.
That's a relationship you have built. In fact, her mom owns a wedding. She does she directs weddings and stuff. And she's like, come to my warehouse and you can use anything you want. So this is a relationship from 2007. Mm-hmm. These are the kind of things. And so that's kind of what I push when I have to teach, or when I have to mentoring my daughter. I'm like, you're investing in your pipeline, you're investing in your future. Yeah. And these people will also become dear friends. So, it's twofold.
Yeah. Well, no doubt she's going to be super successful.
I hope so.
Yeah, I have a similar story to you. My daughter went to Ole Miss and moved back home after Ole Miss and became a realtor here.
Yeah.
And then moved to Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, big market there.
Yeah, she's
a tough market.
Yeah, she works with Sotheby's.
Yeah.
There in Austin, which is a luxury high end.
Yeah.
And she actually showed a property to Elon Musk.
Yeah, she's probably got to wear stilettos. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Those young people can do that. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but yeah,
Good for her. That's fantastic.
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
Just got married in Charleston.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
She probably had some pineapples somewhere at her wedding, no doubt. I mean,
It was beautiful.
You probably have some you can send to her.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It was a beautiful out on the river, the Civil War old plantation.
I love
area.
Charleston. I lived there when I was younger.
Yeah.
Beautiful
I heard
area.
you say that a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. The I think with like my daughter, this is only her first year. So she's had some times where she gets a little discouraged, and I completely understand that. Sure. It's difficult to get new clientele, especially in a brand new city that you did not grow up in.
Right.
Right.
What's funny to me is she joined a bowling league. Everybody's over 50 except for her. And I was like, but you know what? They can afford to buy houses. She is volunteering for everything right now, but she also has side hustles.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to do that if you're that young starting out right now. She refinishes some furniture, sells it. She takes care of people's animals. She drove Uber Eats for a while. And I'm just proud of her for the hustle.
Absolutely.
The hustle is something a lot of people don't have.
Yeah.
And you do not get in this business and just sit at home and wait for somebody to come to your door and say, I want to buy a house. It doesn't work that way. You have to get out there and
to be able to work hard.
No matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
gosh, so fun.
Yeah.
Susie's always fun to talk to.
We've only got 2 hours left.
Yeah, so
fantastic.
What do you want to talk about next? I'm just kidding.
I honestly don't know how long this is. How long is this?
Well, look, you touched on something that we do want to say before we finish up, and that is, you talked about relationships, obviously, and how important that is, but, the bankers, the lenders, the attorneys, those are the people that really do make things easier for you and that help you be successful. And that is a lot of what Real Producers is about, is connecting agents with those preferred partners. So speak just a little bit to that.
All right. So I am one of those really, really incredibly loyal people. And I have been from the get-go. I think, like for Shannon Elliott, for instance, we almost started together. She had a little law firm downtown, and it was really small. I can remember I had to close loans sometimes on the staircase, and but over the years I've learned and developed relationships with people. I hate to most of them are supporting your magazine. So I hate to name drop. Right. Shannon is easy because we've been friends for a long time, and because she gave me her cell phone number the very first time I met her. I didn't even, and I do have a funny story about her. I didn't even want to like her. Because she's 6 foot tall.
Because she's so pretty.
And she looks like a supermodel. And I remember walking in and I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. And anyway, but she ended up being super nice. She had no idea how cute she was, which was great. And at the end of our closing, she was like, here's my cell phone number if you ever have any questions. So on the weekends, I took her up on it. I mean, not constantly, but I did, But I have met some pretty amazing lenders, appraisers, that have really, really gone above and beyond. They'll call me I have a few that call me for advice on certain things. And of course I call them for advice as well when I'm about to list properties and all that kind of stuff. It's not only them, it's also the vendors, it's the plumbers, it's the trim people, it's the electricians, it's who are the handymen. It's who is going to do a really good job and show up and support us as well. I mean, obviously we'd love it if we refer people, if they'd refer back to us. Right. That's kind of what all of this is about, and the networking. So I think your socials are great for that. Mm-hmm. I know that I talk a lot, and I know that I sound like on social media that I'll get out there and really, but I'm just not going to lie. I don't do really great on social events. And Gingerlyn knows this. I don't like to get dressed up. If I have to put on any kind of outfit, I start breaking out in hives, and then I want to get my cardigan. But I'm doing it, and I go, and I have so much fun once I get there. It's getting me in the door. That's right. And then the networking with everybody. I'm also older now, so I feel like I'm going to forget people. And I do. I have whole conversations at Walmart with people that I don't even know who they are. It'll be like an hour after we leave. I'm sitting in the car and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's who that was. And I winged it and I made it and did fine. I will wear my name tag to every event we have.
I love it. I think that's such a good point, though. You talk about like getting kind of like, oh, there's going to be a lot of people there and I don't know what to wear and whatever. But when we get there, we always have so much fun.
We have so much fun.
You're always so glad you went.
I am always so glad we went. And
so even if you feel that way,
yes, but I don't feel that way I feel that way about Christmas parties, really any event with a lot of people. I always have anxiety before I walk in the door. Yeah. And then once I get there, it's all friends. It's people that we know. That's right. They're so sweet and so gracious all the time, and it's really enjoyable. Have a great time.
Well, think about this in relation to coming to our events. We have our next event November the 30th. And yes, coming to our events will be helping me.
Absolutely.
We'll be helping Ginger.
Yes.
We'll be helping KP. We'll be helping real producers. That's a biggie for us. There's, and I probably told you this the day we had lunch, and we talked that we don't charge real estate agents for anything that we do. There's really only two things.
They do not pay for their articles.
We don't.
Yeah. There's only two things that I ask for support from real estate agents, and that's referrals of who you work with that you'd recommend us talking to possibly connect with, to be partners. And the other is please come to our events, because those are important to our partners will be there. And and it's just good to have people like you there.
And it's one of the few times that we can all get together. I mean, we don't have, honestly, everybody's so busy now.
Yeah.
Right.
It is really a big deal. So people will start, in fact, I got a text last night, and they were like, just want to make sure you have this event on your calendar. I think it was Jill Gordon, because I think she's being featured this time. And so anytime I can, if I'm not there, it's typically because I'm in Tennessee visiting my daughter, or I'm in Florida having a little beach vacay because I need a break.
I see all those posts from your condo looking out over the beach.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Real estate allows.
You'll have to rent that to me
do
sometime.
that. We can work something out in the off season. It's a fun place to go, and it's quiet, and I'm usually actually working the whole time.
I was about to say, it's a great place to work from, right?
It's a great place to work from, and I just love it. It's just a little piece of, but I'm grateful that the clients are the ones who afforded. Let me, and also that's part of my retirement. I don't want anybody to think I'm just out there rolling in money. I don't have a retirement account. These are my retirement accounts. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful setting. I can say that. I don't know that I've seen the inside of it, but I'm sure it is. Well, look, thank you so much joining us today. Again, we're just featuring top real estate agents and telling stories and having a little fun and communicating. And as you alluded a little while ago, videos is kind of how things get communicated nowadays. Yeah. So.
Scared me to death at first, but I mean, it's getting a little easier.
Yeah. Congratulations on all your success. It's very obvious why you're successful, because you never meet a stranger, and it's easy for you to build relationships, and doing things the right way is the other piece that's important. So
for sure.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. I guess this is going to be it for today. Thanks again to Kaylin Partee and Partee Studios for hosting our podcast again. Gingerlin, tell everyone what they need to do to be able to see these podcasts.
That's right. Okay, we really need you guys to subscribe. Okay, so go to YouTube, search Central MS Real Producers. It should pop right up. Hit subscribe. It's the best way that you can support our agents that we are featuring, our preferred partners that we're featuring. You'll be able to see those episodes when they get posted right away. And also, at our event that's coming up, we are going to be doing some giveaways, some prizes, and you will have to be a subscriber to win. So, need to go ahead and take care of that now and make sure you're a subscriber so you'll have an opportunity to win. And we have several podcasts about to hit. We have, I think, five that are about to come out. So we're going to start releasing them hopefully in the next week, and we're going to have 5 coming at you to finish off this this fun season that we've started. And at our event, we're also going to do a live podcast with some of our sponsors. It's going to be really fun. So y'all make sure to subscribe so you see all that when it comes out.
There you go. Thanks, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye. Bye.